Stealing is an art.
It's a lost art.
Yeah, it's a lost art, but it's an art. So it's like you're trying to make them bigger. It's like you're trying to bring everyone into the same playing field.
I wouldn't say everyone.
Not everyone, but like boom, 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 boom.
All right.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Fanatic Islanders, your home for sports and sports entertainment. Another good day to talk about sports. We got me, we got Macario, we got a third mic in case anyone wants to pop by. You know how it is. We always prepared. If you ain't prepared, then I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
But I have been what's new.
Not much. Just hell. Ready to talk about sports.
Besides that, World Baseball Classic. I don't know what y'all need to do, but y'all need to fix that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, but without further ado, I guess let's go into our random sports fact.
Oh, random sports fact.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Have you ever thought about who had the most hole-in-ones on the PGA Tour?
No, never.
Yeah, I had a feeling. But I will give you the facts right now. All right. So Robert Allenby and Hal Sutton have the most hole-in-ones on the PGA Tour with 10.
But that's kind of crazy. 10 is crazy.
10 is a lot.
10 is all right. 10 is crazy. 10 is crazy.
But I got something even crazier.
What's that?
I have Kathy Whitworth, who has 11 on the LPGA Tour. Women's History Month. There it is. There you have it.
I'm impressed. When does the PGA Tour play? I feel like I don't.
Same time as the men's, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because like I said, I feel like I never see the women play.
Oh, for real?
That's how it feels. I
see it a few times.
I feel like I don't ever see the women play. Like I hear about it and I hear about the college.
Yeah.
But I've never seen like the women actually play, like how they advertise the men. Huh?
That's an interesting take.
Yeah.
It's almost like ESPN displays it when nothing else is on.
I got you.
Which is kind of sick, but you know, it is what it is. Is what it is.
Anyway, that's your random sports fact. And, you know, on to our sports rant.
Oh.
And before we go into that,
I know what it could be.
if you haven't watched the Creed 3 review, you know, now's the time. It should be flashing on the screen, or, you know, go back to it. It's very interesting.
It's a solid review.
Very interesting.
If you haven't watched the movie, go watch it.
Little plug. Little plug.
Yeah, man.
But sports rant.
Edwin Diaz.
Jeez.
What's going on? World Baseball Classic. What's happening? Why did y'all take away my closer? That's the question.
Things were going too good.
Must be.
Every time something is going extremely well or it's too good, it's just be like,
yep. What's
humble
going to
pie.
happen? What's going to happen?
Humble pie.
After signing a $100 million contract.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like they said, the money isn't everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Mets have to pay him this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mets aren't gonna be on the hook for him this year, because of the injury. So that'll kick in like next year sometime. They'll start next year, however that go.
So what do we have to say about this? Because it seems like, especially when it comes to baseball and the World Baseball Classic, you got your professional Patriots, especially in the Hispanic countries. They feel like it's almost bigger than MLB because they have a lot of patriotic individuals in baseball. So if they represent the Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic, they going all out. So I didn't think we really talk about injuries when it comes to being professional Patriots. So it's interesting.
I think we did, but we angled it on the lines of we don't want to get injured for playing for our country if it's going to affect our professional do. But we're talking about other sports in regards to, and as opposed to baseball. And baseball is, we've seen baseball. Baseball, a lot of these guys carry on the hearts. And like I was reading this article today, and the article said that, you know, people are trying to push the World Baseball Classic to November, and they said if they do that, then it'll be like the International Pro Bowl, whereas you have a lot of good players. A lot of the players who are playing in the Baseball Classic, World Baseball Classic, are people who play in the postseason.
Yeah.
So now after now putting their body through that toll of 162 games to do that, then it's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I actually suggested doing it in the summer. Like doing it in the summer, probably like cut a week out of the season or however long it is.
So go to like 140 games.
Yeah, and do it in the middle, because that way your body is already warmed. Your body's warmed. Pitchers aren't on pitch counts, and like hitters just, you know, they find their strides. So that way you have better product.
I think the problem there is you would have to put the MLB in charge of the World Baseball Classic at that point.
I guess.
Because they won't make their money.
Yeah, so. I guess. And then you're taking away their stars, or something does happen. I mean, regardless, it's a lose-lose, regardless if you get injured at the beginning of the season, end of season, whatnot. So.
I just mind you get injured and they still lose. Like, wait, what's going on?
Freak accident.
What's happening?
Free accident.
But it is what it is, I guess. Keep on representing your country, win. Make your money in MLB as well. Do what you gotta do. Don't get injured. I hope he bounces back. That's another thing, because you know, you never know what happens after injury.
Yeah,
but
but
that's what it is.
Not at least, but it's a knee injury as a pitcher. So
which is weird.
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. But at least it isn't the arm. At least it isn't the elbow. At least it isn't the shoulder.
Fair.
So coming back into form should be easier than not, because you can still work out. You can still prepare your arm. You still can even learn new pitches. Yeah, okay. You can't step into it, but you could go in a chair. You could practice your pitches. You could do all of that.
Yeah, and the thing is, pitching motion ain't too crazy, so that's another thing.
Exactly. And going into our main topic, I can like elaborate more into that.
Okay.
But that's your sports rant. Meat and potatoes time. I let Makari introduce the main topic.
Alrighty. So, the MLB is trying to find ways to pick up the pace of the game. Find ways to score more runs. But is it beneficial for everyone? Is it beneficial for the people, you know, the baseball historians who like how the game is played? I know they want to bring in new people. Is it beneficial for the players? This is what we're trying to find out. These new rules that they are implementing to make the game more exciting. Is it worth it or not?
Okay. So I'll let you go over the rules, but I just want to say I wouldn't even say this 5 cents. I'll give my 4 cents. But the new pitch clock, I kind of like it. Not in the sense that it speeds up the game, but in a sense it adds a level of strategic play to the game. So like you're seeing pitchers being more ready. You're seeing pitchers staying in their stance, holding their stance for the time of the pitch clock. And it's just like you're playing mind games with the batter. It's like, all right, I can wait here 15 seconds and throw it with 1 second left.
Yeah.
Because it'll only take like a second for the ball to transfer from the pitcher to the batter. So it's like,
I think they said like if it's 1 second left, as long as you start your motion, you straight.
So exactly. So you're playing mind games. So now the batter the batters used to after every single pitch, they used to walk around, drink some tea,
Yeah.
hail the fans. They can't do that. They gotta sit in. So now you sitting in, and you're just like, okay, when is this ball coming? When is this ball coming? When is this ball coming?
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
Like, it's a new level, and I like it.
I mean, I like it too. I can't be mad at it. I mean, it gives you more strategy when it comes to the batter. That's the tricky part. Like, is it helping the pitcher or the batter at this point? Because the batter, they, like you said, they go through their ritual and whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, pitchers go through their ritual too. But I mean, I guess it gets you to a point where you have to be ready for anything. So, I guess
I think it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
Because now it's like pitchers would be like, okay, they don't have as long to think. So it's like after they throw the pitch, it's like, okay, I threw a change up down and in.
Mm-hmm.
He swung that off. Okay, I can't do this. I can't go through that. It's like it speeds up their process. So now the batter's like, okay, well, he right there thinking. And you think too long, you throw a wrong pitch.
Exactly.
You're gone.
And I feel like a clock in almost any sport that's another skill gap created, because it's like, how do you react to every situation? If they throwing it at 20 seconds, if they throwing it at 10 seconds, like you said,
you gotta be ready at any point in time. You gotta be ready.
And with that, I think they said that the batter has to be in the box by like 8 seconds or something.
Yeah, I think the batter has to stay in the box.
I think after
like he could leave, but if the pitcher is pitching, he could go.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's like you can't just walk around and do whatever. You just after you swing, you gotta be ready to go again. You can't just be lounging around. You can't just be walking off. You gotta be ready to go again, because that pitch can be coming.
Yeah. So the umpire don't grind timeouts no more.
It's one timeout per at bat. So like how some batters are used to call like a couple timeouts per bat.
Yeah.
The pitcher could call it. You got one timeout at bat. How are you using it? How well you're using it?
Makes sense.
How well you're using it? One day I'll get these words right.
Oh man, but let me see. It's another thing too. Like, how are these pitchers gonna act when somebody is on base and you still pitching to the other guy? You only got 2 pickoff attempts.
And see the thing, and with that, I think it helps the runner more, because now the runner could be like, all right, I could bait him.
Yeah.
I could bait him after 2, and now because I bait him after 2, I could go on the third one.
But the interesting thing is, they could try for a third one. They could try, but if they don't get him out, he advances. So they might get some caught stealing with that.
Makes sense. And I guess you could still pitch out, so it's still, it's not like it still ways around it. Like, one thing rules are meant to do is rules are meant to be broken, right? So I feel like
for sure.
I feel like everyone, once you get a rule, you sit down and be like, okay, how well can I interpret the rules? How well can I use this to my advantage and do it? So if I only got 2 pickoff attempts, okay, I can pitch out more. I got 4 balls there. I can pitch out more. I can throw a high swinging strike and count as a pitch out, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how to. Also, I thinking about this. Like, when it comes to pitches, I'm pitching to like all-star batters. Like, they were always ready for something. You got a pitch clock now. I think that makes it harder for the pitchers.
Yeah, it could be, but it depends on the kind of pitcher. All-star pitchers ain't got the problem.
You sure?
All-star pitchers ain't got that problem, because
I know.
you got to think of it like this, right? All-star pitchers are already pitching 2 pitches ahead. So they throw in a pitch to set up another pitch. So now I just threw a fastball, a 4-seam. I already know I throw in a slider next.
Okay.
So if I go in there and I threw it, boom, and I pitch clock on, I ready back up, and I come in here again. You think I throw in the 4-seam?
Yeah.
The slider's there. So like, it's it's more like with less time to think, your brain has to be churning faster. Your brain has to be thinking faster. So it's like, what could you pitch? Your whole arsenal, you have 5 pitches. Now I have to remember your 5 pitches. So it's like my scouting reports out the window. It's not like I can call timeout, look at my coach and be like, all right, what pitches he got again?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I guess there is balances.
It's balance. It's definitely balance. Like we can, for sure by, the first 2-3 months, we'll know the experts of the clock.
I already been hearing some complaints. It's like, man, I ain't used to this. Why we do this? We only this for the fans. This ain't helping the players. Like I've heard those complaints already. So that's interesting. But
it goes back to, remember the random sports fact we had a few years ago? It was like the total length of a baseball game is about 9 minutes. What other rules have the MLB implemented?
Well, that rule was more of a speed the game up, like we said. The other rules, I believe, they want to make bigger base pads. Home plate is going to be the same size, but bigger base pads. Obviously, that's going to make for more steals. Steals have been going down. Steals almost being extinct at this point. If you ain't hitting home runs, or you ain't just have a good average, you gotta just be fast. So they trying to bring that part of the game back, apparently. And also a bigger base pad would avoid more collisions and prevent oversliding. So that's a good thing.
Leave him. Leave him. Like, stealing is an art.
It's a lost art.
Yeah, it's a lost art, but it's an art. So it's like you trying to make them bigger. It's like you're trying to bring everyone into the same playing field.
I wouldn't say everyone.
Not everyone, but like you're trying to bring in more people into the same playing field. So
fair enough. I mean, I feel like it encourages.
It encourages, but like
a lot of people still get called out now.
Yeah, because like the bigger base pads mean that the distances between second and first are shorter. Even if it's minuscule, it's still shorter.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they have more. Now it's more of a concentrated tag. Like, thrown onto a tag. So it's like,
I mean, you got to make it fair for the runner because everybody.
Force outs are easier now.
True.
Because remember, the pitchers run into first. And, you know, how much bang plays you got. It ain't a bang play no more because the pads are further out.
But I mean, back in the day, you mean not everybody throwing 100 like today. So you got to find some way to even that out.
Bro, come on. There's ways around it. So like I'm saying, you just got to be
ways around throwing 100.
I mean, stealing while they throwing 100. You just got to be able to pick your poison and whatnot. They're not throwing 100 every single pitch.
True.
So it's up to you whether or not.
But I feel like that's why they had. How should I say it? I feel like they'd be more conscious of that because they ain't got as much pickoff moves, and even when they didn't have these rule changes, it was more like, okay, I can find a way to manipulate the base runner because I have infinite pickoff moves, and so if I throw an off speed, I can have it in his head that he either try to pick me off or he throwing a fastball and I can make it the second or something like that.
Like I feel like we talked about balance a few minutes ago, and I feel like this is not balance.
You feel like you're balanced?
I feel like.
Well, I mean, it's probably more throwing runs for sure.
Because I feel like with the limited amount of pickoff moves and the base pads being bigger, I feel like they counterbalance in essence. Because I feel like steals are gonna go up regardless now because of the limited number of pickoff moves.
Yeah, but
so trying to make the base pads bigger so they go up even more, the balance shifted. So like I feel like you do one or the other. So like I could see the bigger base pads with no pitch clock, or you could pitch out as much as you want. But I feel like you don't do the two. If
I
you're trying
wouldn't
to
waste
improve
all those
steals.
pitch outs though.
But I feel like you don't do the two if you're trying to increase on steals.
Oh, I mean that would be interesting.
One rule I'll say that. Well, the universal DH. Big fan. Yeah, I like to see the pitchers hit, and I felt like it was different in between the leagues, but I feel like the universal DH, is making the game more enjoyable. Is making the game, you putting more hitters on there, and yes, they do have pitchers who can hit, and no knock on them, but strategy. The bunt is a lost art, whereas you don't have as much people bunting anymore. So,
well, like we said, they want to score runs. So. That's why they say, wait, steals, but I get. But I think they're trying to get back to the days where it's like, oh yeah, get 60 steals, bro. Because that would not happen without that rule.
No,
that would never happen. All those steal records were safe before this rule change. But yeah, like what you say with the universal DH, I mean, that's automatically you score more runs. Because some pitchers' average was like 0.081 anything is like.
Yeah, but like I said, it was strategy behind it. So it's like a lot.
It was
like you bat your pitch at 8, and then you have your 9th batter as a second lead off in a sense. Like there's more bunts, more sacrifices, the double switching. Like you don't have the double switching. Okay, now you're being like, okay, I need to bat this person in the pitcher spot, and I feel like that part of the game is coming out. But I like the universal, like bring in more hitters, and it's like you're prolonging people's career, because now people who can't play in the field, like Bryce Harper's injured all of last year.
Yeah, he played a lot of DH,
and he played DH, so he could put off it. So like you're prolonging careers. So now people who aren't as mobile. All right, just bat. You get a run of you, but then you're just bat. Just hit the ball as far as you can.
Or you could put him on first base. One or two.
No, you gotta move for first.
Move a little bit. Yeah, move that much.
Yeah, move for first. Unless you get a center fielder who could cover a lot of ground, put him in right, guard this corner, guard this little piece of pie. Put a center fielder in center, put a center fielder in left.
And that brings you back to the next point. Defensive shifts.
Yeah, okay.
In the infield, that is gone.
In the infield? Just in the infield?
Yeah, like you can move your outfielders around, but you can't have a fourth outfielder. Like the infielder you have in shallow outfield, you can't do that anymore. So it's like you gotta be much more strategic. Like, are you going to sacrifice that outfield spot to bring your outfielder into the shallow? Like, would you bring your left fielder into shallow right to stop the base hit?
Question.
Or your center fielder?
Question, because I always see it, but I don't read into it enough. So I can't shift my infielder. I can't have two infielders. I can't have three infielders on the same side then.
No, basically not. So
all right.
You would have to move your outfielder.
So can I put an infielder in the outfield?
I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to do.
So then it's fixed. Because then I could just, let's say I want to shift my guys to the right, move my second baseman closer to the bag, move my right fielder down.
No, you gotta move your infielders.
No, I mean he's still gonna be on the side of second base, but he can be up the pipe.
I don't even think you can move them that far.
We can look into this rule.
I can look into this rule. They say no infield shifts.
Yeah, look into this rule.
Just moving the outfield away.
I'd look into this rule now if we wasn't recording.
I mean, it right on MLB.com.
Yeah, don't. I can look. Don't. I can look.
You want me to look it up now?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, because
They were supposed to score more runs, right? Because if you move your outfield over. So, I mean, you talking about your second baseman playing left, center, or right field?
No, I talking about my second baseman playing. Okay, remember the shifts, right? Whenever you had like a left-handed battle.
But you asked if you could put an infielder in the outfield. What you mean by that?
You said I can't move. You said I can't have. I can't move my infield into. You said I can't move. So like how the shortstop was coming on the side of the second baseman bag, and the second baseman was kind of in like short right.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
No, I know. I'm saying I'll just move my right fielder into short right. Move my second baseman where the shortstop was, where he used to be.
What you mean? On the side of the second, where the shortstop is?
No, on the side of the second where the second baseman is. So, you remember where the shortstop used to be? Went on the shifts.
Yeah,
so my second baseman will be there.
Tying off now.
I'll move my center field over. Move my left field over, and then move my third baseman to the edge of the diamond. So like he's still on clay. He's still on clay. He just got in that line. So I just not shifting per se, but like
they can find a way to manipulate it for sure.
Yeah,
it's such a funky rule. Just know that runs coming. That's all you need.
I can look into it.
You just know he's no runs coming.
I can look into it because that makes no sense.
Right? Tell them that. What they just said. You better have a good pitcher and you better have some good defensemen because runs coming. But that's the rule changes right there.
That's all?
Yeah. I did this one score runs, bro. We didn't tell you this.
But the rule changes. They're trying to make they're trying to make the game faster, and they're trying to make the game more exciting. So I know all of us can say that we've watched baseball and fell asleep mid game to wake up and only be in the 7th, 2-1, 3-1. I get in the show. I get MLB the show. I gotta get MLB the show.
But who I feel like these rules benefit the most is not even the MLB players. Like, if these coaches serious who bringing up these young children, they would put this in Little League and other things, if that makes sense.
No, I guess, yeah, to get them used to it.
You know, because then they'd be able to dominate it more than us who just, being so used to baseball being played a certain way. We stuck in our ways, so if they get into it and they already fully adapted to the system, they could be unstoppable.
But don't they field tested? They field tested in college, right? Don't they field test like new rules in college?
I don't even know if they get. I don't even know yet.
Because like you have to field test it somewhere in order to be like.
I think they field tested it in the minors. I don't think they did it in college. So.
I mean, it's kind of hard to do it. It's kind of hard to do it with little kids because now you're trying to get little kids, more organized. Okay, you have to pitch this in 15 seconds or less,
maybe not like T-ball, but like if you like juniors or something.
No, like that's still
12, 15.
Because it ain't as much timeouts regardless when they're young as anyway. It's only as they go older and they be like, yeah, let me run out.
Yeah,
let me run out.
I mean, they brains are sponges. They know how to use iPhones and stuff better than us. So that's true. I'm pretty sure they catch on. We need to give them more credit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. These rules definitely should be interesting. Like, I feel like it could be crazy at the start of the season. You probably be like, oh, that's a 30-run game. Be like,
it's not going to be a 30-run game.
It's like a 30-run game almost every year.
You mean between the two teams, or you mean one team?
Like one team. It's always called like 30 runs. You probably get like 2 or 3 this year.
Maybe.
Say maybe.
Maybe.
It's always that one team who can't get out for that advance. I feel like, wait, what's
they changed the rule about the positional players pitching too. I cannot remember what it is.
Oh yeah. I don't think they got that one approved or something.
Okay.
They was trying to do that. I don't know why. Like, if you run out of pitches, what you want me to do?
But there you have it. We went over a few rules. The MLB is they're implementing, but whether or not it's still open to see whether or not they benefit the pitcher more, whether or not they benefit the batter more. I feel the shift definitely benefits the batter more because you have some batters who cannot hit to one side of the field.
Facts.
So taking that away, it's like you're taking away strategy. But like I said, there are ways around it. Rules are meant to be broken.
Especially in baseball.
Rules are meant to be broken. So I'm sure there are ways around it already.
Especially in baseball.
I'm sure there are ways around it already. But let us know how you feel about the MLB changes, the rules, who they benefit, what rules you can possibly see coming in the future. That may help the game, that may hinder the game, but in order to make a better product. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening on any audio platform, hit us with the 5-star rating. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments. We appreciate you. And until next time, we're the Fanatic Islanders. Y'all stay safe, be breezy, and see you in the next one.
Get y'all later.
Peace.
Make sure to watch the next video.